Yeah, my name is Tim, and this is my story. I grew up in a great Christian home, very Christian church, not even in the negative religious way. I mean, a very positive, Bible-believing, Lord-fearing church and family. And in a lot of ways, I think I took that for granted. I had a pastor once tell me you should strive to have a boring testimony. Had he told me that as a 9th grader or even a 12th grader in high school, I probably would have been good advice, but I decided to add some color to the whole thing. And a lot of that really started towards the end of high school. My mom was diagnosed with cancer, and she ended up dying my freshman year of college. Learning what it's like to be an adult and frustrated with relationships, at times frustrated with my job, and all that kind of came to a head, and all of a sudden I was drinking a bottle a day and clearly needed to get help. There was times that I wanted nothing more than to be able to go off on one last bender and just be done with it, literally. I just wanted to be dead. I wish I could have just run away. I'm like, I'll just go be a bum on the railroad tracks like everyone else that gets in this situation, and hopefully sooner than later I'll die. God never let go. Even when I set out with that, he was just always there. As bad as it got, he was always there. There was always that presence. I remember sitting in my apartment, and I had probably missed 3 days of work at that point. Because you just get in this vicious cycle. You want to get sober, but the withdrawal gets to you, and the cravings and just everything. Like you never want to drink again. You hate the stuff, but it's the only way to keep from shaking. It's the only way to feel like you're going to survive. And 9 o'clock at night on one of those days, just sat on my bed thinking, either you need to do something drastic, meaning start calling every person you know, or take the gun out of your closet. And I started calling every person I know, and the first person that answered was a friend from work, a non-believer. And he came over, and he took the gun away, because that's actually what I did. I called him up, like, you need to take the gun out of my house. And he came back 3 hours later with my boss, of all people, who said, I have experience with this. I have loved ones who've gone through this. This is what we do. And looking back, the people in my church I called, they would have had no idea what to do. But God put the right person who had experience with this and knew we need to go here, we need to go this. You go to the family health place, you go to the hospital to get checked out, and then you go to the psych ward, detox place for 24 hours. And that was the first step in getting sober that time. The next time was actually a couple rehab programs later, and again, missed a bunch of work because I got in that cycle again. And for whatever reason that time, when my boss said, if this happens again, you get fired, I believed him. And God put it in my heart, and he softened that part of me and put the right people in place. And I think more importantly, opened my eyes to what the possibilities were. A lot of times, something like getting sober, people always ask, well, what caused you to drink? Well, really what you need to do is dwell on why shouldn't you drink. Why you drink, it matters, but it doesn't really matter. Why you shouldn't drink, that's what matters. The church was always there just in the sake of going to the church, but they also just had support of people that were willing to spend a little time with me, hold me accountable. I think it's really important to make those connections before bad things happen for this reason. You don't want to have some tragedy hit your life and then be scrambling to find the support group you need.